Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. To those who are returning viewers on my channel, a very warm welcome to you, and to those who are watching me for the first time, a very warm welcome to you as well. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. So guys, today's video is about a movie. It's not about a K-drama. This is about a movie that I have watched recently, even though it's not a new movie, but I just recently got to watch it and I don't know why I hadn't watched it before. But anyways, so I watched this movie and you already know from the thumbnail, from the title, that this video is about this movie named Whiplash. So I have watched many Hollywood movies till date, and I will share more movies with you, reviews of more movies and my perception about these movies with you. But this is the first one that I'm doing on my channel, and I hope you like it. So this movie came out in the year 2014 and it is directed by this filmmaker Damien Chazelle. This movie stars Miles Teller and K Simmons, and I have my notes with me, as you can see. So this movie is about jazz, but not so much. There's a lot of other things going on and I will talk about them going further. So this movie basically starts with Miles Teller's character, whose name is Andrew, and he is a drummer. He is a first-year student at a music school, a very prestigious music school in New York, and he is recruited by K Simmons' character, whose name is Fletcher. So Fletcher runs this studio band, and his band is a very coveted band, and it's very difficult to get an entry into his band. So he recruits students from the music school, and he recruits Andrew, and Andrew soon gets to realize that, and he is obviously very excited about this position that he has got in Fletcher's band. However, soon enough he realizes that Fletcher is extremely strict and very, very abusive with his students, and he constantly abuses Andrew for not being able to keep up with the band, or for not performing well, or something or the other. So he keeps picking on Andrew, and he's very strict with everyone really in the band. So at the very beginning of this story, we see that, and I am giving out spoilers in this video. I had mentioned it in the thumbnail as well. So if any of you have not watched it and don't want to know the story, then please don't watch this video. To those who have and want to share your opinions with me, you can continue watching. And he picks on Andrew. He constantly abuses him verbally, and pressurizes him very much from the very beginning. However, Andrew, since he wants to prove himself in Fletcher's eyes, he keeps pushing himself to the limits and beyond. He keeps practicing for hours on end, and he ends up with bloodied fingers, wounded fingers, bloodied hands, and he's so pressurized that on his way to a particular competition, he meets with an accident. But he is so into the zone of I have to go and perform well and stuff like that, that he doesn't even he's so disoriented from the accident. Even when there's blood dripping from his head, he somehow manages to get himself up, get himself together, and manages to reach the theater. So he's unable to perform. He is unable to cope up with the performance on that day, and Fletcher is very angry with him, and he starts abusing him again. So this time Andrew is not able to take it anymore, and he attacks Fletcher. So this leads to Andrew being expelled from the music school, and Andrew's father comes to him and says that he should put a complaint against he should complain against and testify against Fletcher, because there is an ongoing case against Fletcher wherein he had abused a former student of his so much that this student committed suicide. So Andrew's father convinces him to testify against Fletcher, which he does, and which leads to Fletcher being fired from the academy. So what happens next is that Andrew has given up drumming. He is working at a restaurant, and one day, coincidentally, he meets Fletcher, who is playing at a jazz club as a pianist. So Fletcher meets up with Andrew. He starts talking to Andrew, and he tells him that the methods that he used, the abuse that he made his students go through, that was all in his head. He justifies it, saying that he wants his students to give their best, and unless he adopts the methods that he does, they would not excel unless he pushes them to their limits and beyond. So Andrew, he convinces Andrew to join his band for a performance, and Andrew agrees. He comes to this performance. However, right before the performance, Fletcher comes to him and tells him that he knows that Andrew had told on him, and he wants to take his revenge, and this is his way of taking revenge. So he does not give Andrew the music sheet that the band is performing to, and Andrew is unable to cope up with the band on this particular performance, and defeated, he leaves the stage. However, there's something that turns on in his mind, and he comes back, sits behind the drums again, and this time while Fletcher is he is talking about the next performance, Andrew starts playing the drums, and to everyone's surprise, what he does is he cues the rest of the band in, and he completes this performance. When Fletcher comes to him really enraged, he continues playing the drums and does an extended solo. So eventually, through his performance, while his performance is going on, Fletcher realizes Drew's performance has finally met Fletcher's approval, and so what he does is he cues the rest of the band in, and they continue with that particular piece's performance. So this is how the story ends. Now talking about the movie, me being I don't have much knowledge about jazz at all. I have very, very little knowledge about jazz, and yet I enjoyed the movie thoroughly. Guys, what a movie it has been. It's so much more about than just music, that you will enjoy it thoroughly, even if you don't understand music, even if you don't understand jazz like I don't. So you will still enjoy the movie completely. You will enjoy the movie thoroughly. The performances by Miles Teller and K Simmons is just amazing. I mean, these actors have won awards for this, and this movie has won many awards, so you know how good it is. There are certain takeaways that I found from this film which almost felt like life lessons to me. Something like when Andrew, in his pursuit of becoming a great musician, for him to be able to become to reach closer to his legends, his idols, he gave his he went beyond his limits time and again. He kept practicing so hard for hours on end. He even broke up with his girlfriend in order to dedicate himself completely to his practices. So this goes on to show that, and Andrew went on, and Andrew was constantly being abused by Fletcher, so he wasn't even getting his approval even when he was trying extremely hard. But that did not deter him at all. He kept on and on and on and on, and eventually found the approval from Fletcher of doing well. So that obviously goes on to show that you should not give up on your dreams. If you have a dream, work towards it, and even if others don't get it, even if people keep discouraging you, if you believe in your dream, you should keep going on and on and on. And that's one thing that you will learn from this movie. The second very important takeaway that I had from this movie is that what Andrew was seeking and what Fletcher was trying to get out of his students, and particularly Andrew, is achieving greatness, I think. Because I think there are a lot of people who are successful in their fields, and that was not through hard work. Maybe it was through sheer luck or some other techniques or methods, but not through hard work. But this particular movie stresses on the fact that if you want to achieve greatness, if you want to near perfect whatever skill or whatever work you are in, or whichever field you are in, you need to keep giving your best day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Only then will you be able to perfect the work that you are in. Only then will you be able to only then will you be able to be best at what you do. Because there's competition in every field. There are so many people who are ahead of you, and obviously they have been able to go ahead through their hard work, not just through sheer luck or anything. So this movie talks about that if you keep pushing yourself beyond the limits, if you keep dedicating yourself to something, then eventually you will succeed in becoming very good at it or perfecting the skill. I mean, I'm not talking about people who are born prodigies, but there are others who are not born with the talent, but they give themselves to whichever skill they are in their 200%. Only then I think you are able to achieve a certain level of greatness that you are trying to get at. So this movie talks about that, and there is not a dull moment in this film. The entire movie is very tight, and there's another thing that I noticed. When Andrew was practicing on hours on end, he would end up with bloodied fingers, bruised hands, and none of that would stop him. None of that would stop him. He is so into the this skill that he's trying to be perfect at, that none of that deters him. He keeps on rolling plastering bandages after bandages on his fingers, and keeps on practicing, keeps on he keeps increasing the hours of practice and so on. So this is something that really got at me, that no matter what, it didn't stop him from giving his best time and again. So this is something that I found, this and everything else about the movie is so good, guys. I mean, I think most of the people have already watched this movie. I must have been living under a rock to not have seen it, but to those who have not watched it, go check it out, guys. It's there on Amazon Prime. That's where I watched it. I'll leave the link for it in Amazon Prime in the description box below. If you have not watched it, please go ahead and watch it. It's a really amazing movie. You will love it from start to finish, and you will really enjoy the performances. And I don't want to drag this video too long. If you have enjoyed what I have said, or if you agree with what I have told in this video, then please leave a comment in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to my channel for more such videos, and if you want me to review any particular movie or series or anything related to these things, or a book, maybe I will come up with videos on books that I have loved reading over the years. So stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and on that happy note, I'd like to take your leave. Adios. Stay healthy, stay happy.